in 60 Seconds as Eleanor. This one is an Eleanor, except the colours are reversed. In Gone in 60 Seconds, the colours were grey and black, but ours is black with grey. Now if you'd like to come through to take a closer look at this car. This car houses a 7-litre V8 engine, which produces over 400 horsepower. This is our Challenger. We've custom made this Challenger. This car actually came in complete brown. It had nothing done to it, so we thought we'd put a custom paint job on there. Nice green with a black with custom wheels, straight off a Dodge Viper itself, direct fit. This is London Motor Museum's hot rod section, where we get the tunest cars, we put the biggest wheels on them, and we get as much horsepower as we can out of them to make them hot rod roadsters when we take them down to the race car circuit and we beat things. This is where we do all of our, well, chopping and tuning, and as you can see, we've got a Lincoln here. We've got an original Studebaker Champion over here, which has obviously custom work done on it. This one was used for Ed Hardy's launch for his wine, so we're well proud of this one as well. We carry on going down. We've got an Ultimate Monster just sitting over here with a Pontiac 5-window coupe with obviously grills cut out, engine block showing to keep the air down. This is a real monster. This thing will get you to 60 in under 3 seconds. If you can drive it, it's brilliant. We actually have a very short number of staff in the building. The museum house 15 staff altogether, which everyone does individual jobs and everyone helps each other out. We also have our own workshop in the back where our workshop technicians get these cars looking how they look. So we have a lot of things going on in this museum, not only with the customizationing, but also with the museum styling. We do a lot of work. Everything that comes into the museum comes in 2 forms, very nice or very poor. I'm going to show you the very poor and what we turn the very poor into very nice. If you'd like to come through, and I'll show you. This is where we get all of our cars in that need a lot of work. I mean, they need full restorations. Some of these cars come in looking like this. Take a look at this. My grandma wouldn't even drive something like that. Look at it, it's a rust bucket. But as you can see, I've already shown you a Challenger that we've custom made as it is. This is how it would have came in when we would have first taken a look at it. But what we do here is we customize it, we restore it, and we make it look brand new. So this is how they start off when they enter London Motor Museum in their car's life, and then we turn them into what they are. This is our Great British car. Yes, it is. It's actually a Jensen Healey that we used to take on actually the Best of Britain and Ireland show. Now, if you take a look at this car, I mean, we've packed it full of English goodies or Great British goodies in there. This is how a Great British man would actually live his life. Tin of baked beans, ketchup, HP sauce. It's absolutely brilliant. You've got a microwave, a television and a toaster. It's absolutely brilliant. This is how an Englishman should live his life. This one here is a Maserati Bi-Turbo. This is actually Elo's first car he bought when he made himself into what he is. This was his first ever performance car, and the moment this car went down on him, he thought he'd keep it for sentimental value, and he hasn't actually touched the car since the day until it got into the museum. So yeah, he will always keep this car. So this is a very special car to Elo and a very special car for the museum. This is one of Elo's favorite cars, but I could actually show you another favorite of Elo's car in the building. It's called a Alban Speedster, and we've got it in the building, which I'll show you now. This is where we house all of our 50s and 60s cars. We house, as you can see, Cadillac Eldorado in pink. This is an ultimate car for anyone who wants to get married, that is. Proper Elvis looking car. Elvis actually owned 11 of these in his lifetime, and he owned about 110 altogether Cadillacs in his whole life. So he's a very, very fond Cadillac fan when he used to live, that is. I mean, in here we house obviously our Grease generation of cars. Chevy Impala for one of them. This is a very, very iconic American 50s car. Everyone loves it. There's another Ford Thunderbird. This one's actually engine ripped out of it. It's actually used for stages. It's actually used non-fireproof car, so anyone doing film shots actually uses this car to obviously use in their music videos, i.e. on the stage, anything, just for the safer option. This is what's one of them. We're coming into our, obviously, more of our American lowrider section. Actually going to show you this one here. This is actually a presidential vehicle built with strong metal on the sides and bulletproof windows. This thing houses bulletproof windows. Now, we actually do not know which electee was driven in this car, but we do know that we've got one in the building, and if you want to get saved by a bullet, then we can just jump in this car and stay here all night. This one is actually one of Elo's most prized possession, and one of the most, well, you could say his most prized possession as out of all the vehicles that he owns. It's got a lot of sentimental value, and the reason for it is because the sheer design of the car. The car was made in the 30s, but you'd look at it and you'd assume, wow, what a shape for someone in the 30s. It also came with a supercharged engine. Back in those days, you couldn't believe they even had the technology to think of something like that. But Alban managed to find it, and this is what they gave us. Probably one of the nicest looking cars ever built, I would assume it'd be. Elo drives this all the time. I tell you what, Elo took this to the Royal Ascot and everyone went absolutely crazy because everyone knows the Royal Ascot is very posh and very modern. But then to show up in something like this, it just gives that sort of impression that, okay, this is who I am, this is what I do, that's it. And this is what makes it so great.
Let's carry on with our tour. And that means we're at the end of part 2 of the show. Stay tuned for more Museum on Garage TV. You're watching Museum on Garage TV. We're in the City of London, capital of England and the United Kingdom. However, we're visiting a museum that looks more American than British. It was inspired by hip-hop music and popular movies such as The Fast and the Furious. Let's carry on with our visit to the London Motor Museum.
Elo thought, I want to make a museum and I want to make one in London. So he made a custom car museum, which is London Motor Museum itself, and now he houses almost 140 cars. Elo started all of this by himself and he's worked his way to getting more cars per day and customizing cars for not only himself and the museum, but for, as I say, football players and high celebrities. We also use these vehicles in the museum to actually use in videos, movies, photo shoots, anything anyone wants the car in, we'd give it to them. Fergie the singer? Yes we do. Black Eyed Peas? Yes we do. This car was actually used in Fergie's London Town video. This one houses the best custom work done on a car in this building so far. I mean, it's got 25 coats of just paint and lacquer all over the car to give it that finish. All the artwork has been done by an artist who works extremely hard to do all of the work. Custom interior done to match the colour of the car, and if you look, we've got almost £50,000 worth of engine upgrades just sitting inside the car waiting to be looked at, all made of chrome. The funniest thing was the music video was caught in London, shot in London, and they used an American car. That's the funniest thing about it.